It's Chinatown. It has stopped raining. It has lightened. I can actually see a spot of blue sky up there, would you believe?
I don't believe you, Bruce.
And any moment now.
God alive, yes, I can see it myself.
The sun's going to come beaming through like the Blues Brothers have seen the light. And here they come now. Sri Lanka, Singapore charging out into the middle. Sri Lanka will be hoping to get that middle spot. They love to get over the ball, and they've done it again. They've beaten Singapore to the ball again. Got the early psychological advantage. And Singapore being forced to take a spot just a few metres off the little white dot in the middle. Who knows how important they'll be. See, they've raised the ball up there. I don't know if they're allowed to do that, to run out and grab the ball. Surely it's off limits until the whistle blows. Now there's confusion over who's kicking off. The ref's not sure. There's a bit of a, okay, you have it. And it's been handled very effectively and diplomatically. Sri Lanka saying, oh, you have it.
Well, we've seen massive improvement from Sri Lanka over the 2 games thus far, and I think the predictions are that they improve through the tournament. I think right at the beginning of this, I'm going to favour Sri Lanka to take the 3rd spot.
Okay, well there you have it from the General Manager of Performance of the Hong Kong Rugby Union. Sri Lanka going down 31-5 to China earlier on, and then down to Hong Kong 27-5. And Singapore also having 2 losses, 52-0 against China and 53-0 against Hong Kong. Both teams suffering today, but they'll both be hoping to have a good game here today and not take the wooden spoon. Back, so good vision from Singapore to kick that through. Here's the hero from the last match, number 8, Alvinia Al-Yong. A couple of big injuries, but soldiered on. Good to see she's back and nothing too serious, hopefully. A little bit scrappy at the moment. Not sure if they should be doing that or not, but they've done it. The ref put his hands up to say, yep, that's all cool. And now Singapore with a chance. As Christabel Lim reaches in. There's a lot of playing the ball on the ground here, and finally going through Samantha Teo. Good work, scrappy play, but they've got to keep playing on. Testing for the ball on the ground there, but good reward for Singapore, 5-0.
Well, my prediction of 2 minutes ago is in jeopardy already.
There's plenty of time.
Lots of hands in the air from the official in the middle then, as we built up.
There was,
I wasn't sure whether that was play on or not sure what's going on there. But, certainly Singapore did play on and came away with the reward they deserved. Unable to add the extra points. So Singapore do an early lead, 5-0 against Sri Lanka. A fine kick-off by Singapore, then putting Sri Lanka under pressure, but ball's coming back on Sri Lanka's side. Big ball carry up the middle. And here's the danger girl. Some great pace in the offload. Scrappy again. Good ball retention by Singapore and great pressure by Sri Lanka.
With a big face push there. You don't see many of those these days, but a good face push from Chan Jiayu. In goes Lim. Flings it out to Teo. She comes on the double round. It's not very fluid at the moment. Sri Lankans falling off tackles. Referee saying, no, you cannot do that. Chan to Ao Yong to Sim. It's pulled into the ruck. Chan's there to pick up the pieces. Oh, Lim takes it in. That's a big collision. What happened there? He said, no, you cannot do that. Not even in sevens. And 2 minutes on the naughty chair, and time starts when you sit on the chair. So you've got to get over to the chair quickly. She's been encouraged by teammates. Get down and sit down. And the time starts now. Singapore come again with go. They've got to take advantage of this numerical overlap. Here they go. It's Lim, Christabel Lim in a foot race. Again, it's scrappy on the floor. Sim picks it up. She can't reach out. And it's all a bit fiddly on the ground. Teo, and bursting through that gap comes Go Shinyi, and they have managed to take advantage of the numerical advantage. Sri Lanka down to 6 players and going in near the posts.
Hint of a knock on. The referee chose not to ask his officials. Hint of a knock on as they went over. Similar to a couple of tries earlier in the men's game. Be interesting to see if that's on replay.
Meanwhile, the kick's over. It's 12-0. Singapore over Sri Lanka. It's meant to be Tim Baker. And with a minute remaining in this first half, Christabel Lim with the kickoff, the restart. It's a little bit too far. Sri Lankans time. Now what can they do? Here we go, piercing through the gap. Goes Dilrukshi. One of the stars of the Sri Lankan team, but not having her way today. Holding on there in the tackle. Sim gets it out to Lau. Low Yu Hoi, and is she going to go all the way? She's tackled, but she can reach out. No, she can't. She's gone roly-poly. She's been pinged for holding on in the tackle. She wasn't released. Didn't quite have the stretch. Here comes Sri Lanka now. Had none of the ball yet. Still playing with 6. Here we go. Here's a real effort. Oh. She's taking a boot to the head. There's 3 Singaporeans lying on the ground there. That's not good. And luckily for them, it's half time. And it's a scrappy old game here, as you'd expect in these conditions. It's 12-0 at half time. Singapore leads Sri Lanka. 7 minutes left in this matchup between the much favoured Sri Lankans, favoured by Diaries, he's put a few beverages on this.
Thought you may have forgotten about that one. All to play for, though. All to play for. 7 minutes to go.
That's right. That's right. It's 12-0 at the moment.
Early possession to Sri Lanka.
Sri Lanka back to full 7. They finished that game with just 6 on the field. They've got the players, and here we go. Going to have a crack at this. Number 7, Sandakahi Makumari. I hope I've said that right. A good run. Very powerful down the middle. And they're back in the match. It's 5-12 with the kick to come. No problems with the kick. 7-12. I'd like to welcome our viewers from Singapore and Sri Lanka if you're watching. We'll be seeing you in Sri Lanka in about a month's time, October 10th and 11th in Colombo for the second leg of the Asian Rugby 7 series for women. The men will be there too. That'll be the third leg for the men after playing in Bangkok on 26th, 27th of September. But all these teams would like to be building nicely towards the two-leg event in November, once in Hong Kong, once in Japan, to qualify for the Olympics. That's the big prize here. Everyone's working towards. And one team, they're offside there, one team from Asia, for men's and women's, will be going to Rio to contest the Olympic Sevens for the first time ever. What a thrill that'll be to fly the flag for Asia in God's sport.
It's worth mentioning as well that like the men, and the men's qualifier is always in Hong Kong, but the women are playing in their series the top 2. However, it'll probably be with Japan being probably a member of the top 2. The top 2 Asian sides, excluding Japan, will win a place like the Hong Kong team in Dublin this year. So they are playing for a spot in the World Series qualifiers as the top 2 Asian teams as well, similar to the men's. And it was a great experience for the Hong Kong girls to go to Dublin and compete in that tournament, so all to play for in terms of...
Here comes Singapore once more. Hot on attack over in that far corner. Now Vinia Aoyong taking that crossfield kick and collecting it. But it's been knocked forward, and a player offside has picked the ball up, giving Sri Lanka a bit of respite. They're under the pump there after scoring that try. They've got 4 minutes left to work their way downfield, and it looked like she was kicking a big soggy Adidas ball from the 80s there. Struggled to get it across the line in difficult conditions.
I remember the feeling well.
Yeah.
I remember the feeling well. We didn't have many dry days in Wales when those balls were about. We don't have many dry days in Wales now, but at least the balls don't soak the water up.
And you cover them in dub and thinking you're doing everyone a favour, but you just turn them into a big ball of soap. There wasn't much good looking rugby back in those days. And here we have some horizontal running, but she's made it round. Can she go all the way? Good support inside. One more. No. She goes for the massive fend to the head. And again, Singaporeans getting back and doing well. And in the end, well diffused, because it was a 4-on-2 situation. And they could have just had one more inside pass and they were in, but they were looking for contact. Well done, Singapore. leaves us with just under 3 minutes now for Sri Lanka to peg one back. The Sri Lankan player there's injured, the one making the massive dump off there. Crikey, she threw that Singaporean player. Coming off number 7, the try scorer, Sandikahe Kumari. And that's a very upright maul. If that doesn't come down, that's going to be Sri Lankan maul. Look at that, there's 12 out of 14 players in there. And that is a collapsed maul, ladies and gentlemen, but it's come back.
That's poor refereeing again.
It's energy sapping stuff, those mauls. You want to avoid those if you can, especially when you bolt upright like that. And now you could throw a blanket over these two teams. There's nothing happening out wide. Sim spots a gap, it gets nailed. Referee says it's gone backwards. And Sri Lanka now with a minute 16 on the clock to run a long way. It's not able to get around them there. Pereira. Could be, yes, there it is. With a minute left on the clock, it's number 7, Christabel Lim, her second try for the game. What's the ref saying here? It is a try, but some very tired and hurt Sri Lankans out there. The lights have come on at 5 p.m. here in Qingdao.
Well, as for my prediction, there we go. So much I know about the game. Hope predicting Sri Lanka improving, but some critical mistakes in and around half time. Came up the second half, namely the yellow card, which led to the vital score. Down to 6 men, 6 girls, I should say, and a well-deserved Singaporean victory. Well done to Singapore, pressurising the ball and creating the mistakes then later on to secure a great victory and third spot in their pool.
That's right, and the stretcher being called on, she's up. So hopefully it's not too bad. Didn't see what happened there.
So what we've got now, what Singapore have done by winning that game, is actually thrown themselves into the game against Japan with the last result.
There you go.
So a win has got a sort of a double-edged sword,
yep.
And now Sri Lanka will play Kazakhstan, which would have possibly been thought to be the other way around. So.
She's been convinced to lie down on the stretcher, and hopefully she's all right. She did sit up, so hopefully the neck and the spine are okay. Maybe just a head knock. And it's a miserable sight seeing somebody stretch it off in the gloom. And there you see Rambo Long, famous Hong Kong rugby celebrity, carrying that back right corner there. Veins rippling down his forearms. She's put on the stretcher, and here we go. There's just 20 seconds left now. The game is all but over. There's a knock on from the kickoff, and Singapore taking this one out in the end comfortably. Sri Lanka showed some promise, scored a great try just after the half. Couldn't see it through. Scrappy game. Lots of fiddling with the ball on the ground. Sri Lanka can't win this, and they could just boot it out and have it all over and done with, but no, good rugby spirit. They want to play on, they want to do something constructive, and they want to finish on a high. Good on them. And it's not how you do it, but that's been the whole style of this game. Just being able to control the ball on numerous occasions. They've probably got the players. Here we go again, another bust, but referee's not happy. He's shaking the finger. What's going on here? She's been penalised for breaking through a gap, and it's been carded.
I'd say some really strange refereeing decisions in this game, and I'm a little bit lost with some of them. But something on the replay, maybe something's been done there with a hand or hand off.
Was that a handoff, or was she holding the player back as she busted the gap or something? I'm not sure. She just wants to kick this out, and it's a long way to touch. I saw that happen.
It's a novel way of doing it.
Same results. Okay, Singapore 19, Sri Lanka 7, finishing with 6 players on the field. And coming up next, everybody, it's the final pool play women's tournament today, and it's going to be a good one, we hope. 2 power teams of Asia, China and Hong Kong, kicking off in 1 minute from now.
There we have it, final score there on screen. Sri Lanka 7, Singapore 19. I have to say it, fine win for Singapore, and to our Singapore viewers, I got it wrong.